video day, guys, and happy Monday makeup motivation day. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys a fun eye look. If you guys can see, what I'm wearing today is a very popular trend right now, and it is pastels. But there's a trick here because, of course, like always, I want to do something different, and I know a lot of you guys may not have a pastel palette in your collection, and a lot of you guys may not want to buy one either, especially right now. I mean, we are stuck at home for more time than anticipated. So I know some of you guys either A, don't want to have to like buy one online and then not know if you're going to like it. And also some of you guys just maybe don't love pastels, but maybe you guys want to try the trend. You guys can. I'm going to teach you guys how to create a pastel palette without having a pastel palette. So that is going to be the entire thing for today. I'm going to be showing you guys how I created this look using a palette that is not pastel. So that's going to be the trick for today, and I'll also show you guys how to create this look. So if you guys do create this look, I would love it if you guys would tag me over on Instagram at Christina Brooke Beauty. Tag me in your stories and show me your looks. I would love to see how you guys were able to create it. So if you guys haven't done so already, don't forget, hit that subscribe button so you guys can see me again. And every single Monday, I will be posting a new makeup related tutorial, something that you guys can do at home so that you guys can pass this time with me in a fun way and give it yourself some motivation on a Monday, since we may not be going anywhere. At least a lot of us aren't. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this. We're gonna go ahead and take off all this makeup. I'm gonna show you guys how I created this look. Okay, so if you guys heard from the intro, what we're gonna be doing is transforming a palette into a pastel palette. If you guys know, pastel palettes are pretty in. Pastel in general is in for the spring, even though most of us haven't been able to step outside of our houses for the spring. However, pastels are kind of in right now. So how do we turn a palette into a pastel palette without having to buy a pastel palette? This is what I'm going to show you guys today, and I'm going to be using my Sephora Pro. So this is a very colorful palette that I own, and I wanted to use this palette because for the most part, if you guys look at it, it's not pastel. This is more vibrant palette, but it doesn't really have pastels in it. But it has some ketones, which you guys can get from any palette. You don't have to use a palette that actually has this. You can jump in 5 different palettes if you want. But it has like a white here. So what you're gonna need is something that has a white or a cream. You could see this in a lot of different palettes. I like real white because I feel like it's really gonna grab the color and transform it into a lighter color. But if you can use but you can also use a cream color as well. But this is a great color to use. So you're gonna need something that has like a cream white in it. And if you want to use a metallic tone, it's also nice to have something that looks a little bit like a metallic white. This one's like a metallic silver, but putting this on top of another color is also gonna make it look a little bit more pastel. So that's what you want to look for. You want to look for a white, and you want to look for something that's like a metallic-y white or metallic-y cream. Those are the two colors that you're going to be mixing with your mattes and your metallics. So for this look, what I want to do is kind of like a halo rainbow eye. So I want to do something a little bit fun, a little bit more daring, and this is going to be just having fun with some color, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to jump into an orange. But we can't just use this orange because this orange is orange, and we want it to be more muted down, more pastel. So first I'm going to jump into the orange. So I'm going to use a Sigma E38 for this. I'm going to jump into this color right here, okay? And I'm going to put this one in my upper crease. Dab this in my upper crease. Okay. You guys, I already set my eyes with a concealer. You can use a cream base if you want to. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. Okay, so let's just go first with this color. You guys see how vibrant that is? That's not how vibrant I'm going to want it to be. I'm going to want to tone it down. So I'm just trying to focus it all the way up to the brow, putting most color here and then moving my way up. Then what I'm going to do is jump into that white color that I showed you guys before. So we're going to jump into the white, and we're going to put the white on top and mix them together. And then at some points I can dab into both of them at the same time. It's just working with the shadow to kind of like make it turn into a more pastel-y looking orange rather than just an orange. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to show you on the other lid just putting down orange so you can see the difference in the color. See, this is the original color. You guys can see how much brighter it is than the color that I already laid down. See, if I were just to use this color, it would be super orange. I mean, you guys can see this is more muted, this is more orange. Once I start adding the white is when it starts to turn more into more of a pastel-y color than a bright orange. You guys can see how that's a muted down orange, like a pastel. Isn't pastel supposed to be like muted down colors? And you can keep on playing with this until you're happy. You can keep adjusting the color, add more white, add more orange. You just keep on going until you say, that's a color I'm in love with. I'm also using my Moda brush. This is a Crease BMX 430 to kind of blend it. So now that we've got orange, I'm basically gonna cover a majority of this up with the next color. We're gonna jump into like a pink, and then we're gonna go into a purple. So let's jump into this pink right here. I'm gonna use a smaller brush here. I'm using this one from Sigma E45, and I'm just gonna put that in I'm gonna put that inside the crease, and I'm gonna try to cover up a little bit of this orange. You're gonna see it like kind of like blend in together now. And then I'm also gonna use the white as well because I need to make this pink a little bit more pastel. So I'm grabbing a little bit of the pink and a little bit of the white as well. Okay, so there we go. I made it into like a pastel pink. You can see the more white you add, the more pastel it's gonna go. So if you even want it more pastel, just keep adding more white, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is do the same thing on this eye, and then we're gonna get into some purple. Okay, so now let's go into a purple, and let's make the purple into more of a lilac. So we're gonna jump into, I kind of want to use this one. It has a little shimmer in it, but I don't think you're gonna be able to tell because shimmers never stay on my lids. So we're gonna use that one, and we're also gonna mix the white into it. I like to flick out the ends. You guys know that because I like my eyes to go up. So I always flick out the ends. But you see, the more white I put, the more this is turning into a more pastel-y looking color. So just keep putting the white if you want it to get more pastel. I'm gonna go into this green right here, but I'm also gonna add the silver on top, so it's gonna make it into more of like a mint. You guys will see. I'm just gonna use my finger for this because I don't like using brushes for these type of colors, but I'm gonna go in between going into this green, and then I'm gonna jump into, you guys will see with a different finger, I'm jumping into the silver, and I'm just gonna dab the silver on top. You guys will see how it starts to turn into like a mint. You see how it's turning more minty looking, less green, more minty. That's where we want to go. Less green, more minty. Mine is more like a topper that has like glitters in it, but if you guys even want to go even more mint, just use something that's metallic but a little bit less just glittery, just like an actual metallic base that has like white or has cream in it, and you're definitely going to get this to look more mint than green. So I do have to clean the edges, so I'm going to have to get a brush. So I'm going to use my Sigma F70. This is a concealer brush, but I use it for this. You just kind of like dab the edges and kind of blend where you want it to go, and then I'm gonna have to cover it with the silver to get it nicey minty. Okay, now we're gonna go mint. So let's get that silver and let's start blending. Now when you're doing this, you are gonna have more fallout than your typical fallout because you are blending so many different colors. So just get ready for that. Like I have so much here, I'm probably gonna have to cover it with some concealer, but that's the price you pay for trying to create your own colors. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this on this lid. I just wanna show you quickly what the green looks like compared to this one if I didn't blend it. So with the silver, so I'm just picking it up. This palette, I mean, the performance is okay. It's not my favorite, but I do feel like I've been able to do a lot with this palette, even though the formula is not my favorite. So look at, do you guys see the difference there? One is like, I mean, I see a huge difference. One looks like a forest green and the other one looks more mint. This eye looks like a Christmas tree and the other one looks like an actual more mint tone. So I'm gonna turn my Christmas tree lid into something more mint so it goes more with this vibe. Now let me clean off these eyes so we can start working on the lower lash line with a more clean face. Okay, so I just cleaned it off with a little bit of concealer and a beauty blender and a little Tati beauty sponge and just kind of like clean that up a little bit. Yes, you can do this. You can put concealer on twice as long as it's not exaggerated. And I like to do this like if I drop it on my face, I go ahead and put it on. I put a little concealer on and cover it all up. Next thing we're gonna think about, what are we gonna do in the lower lash line? Do I want to smoke up a little purple? I think I need a little bit more white over that pink. Pink, we got a rainbow. What do you guys think? Would you wear a rainbow look? Let me know down below. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit of the pink and start blending that on the lower lash line. Then I'm gonna get the green and we're gonna do that. I'm not gonna do everything because there's too many colors here to put on the lower lash line. So I'm just gonna do a little pink with white, of course. Gotta use the white just to tie it to the top. And for this, I'm using the Doll 10 Makeup Molly collection. This is the shadow shader. So then let's do the same thing. A dab of pink, a lot of white. There we go. So now what I want to do is just to be super cool, I'm going to grab the green and a little bit of the silver again, and I'm going to just line the lower lash line, tight line it with it to kind of like give it like an effect of the green that's on the top. Cool, right? I don't know, I think it looks pretty neat. So just to add a little bit more, I'm just gonna grab into the purple tone that I showed you guys before and a lot of white, and I'm just gonna dab that in the inner corner, like kind of down here in the bottom. Brighten that up and just give it a little. You can clean up with your beauty blender. Like if you make little mistakes, just get your beauty blender and clean a little bit. There is nothing wrong with making mistakes and having to fix them. I'm excited. I'm gonna grab a purple liner that I have from Sephora. I like these Sephora liners. They're really, really good. I'm gonna line the lower lash line. I'm gonna get down here to do it because I can't do this. So if you guys don't see me for a minute, I'm gonna line my lower lash line. There we go. That looks pretty neat. What do you guys think? You guys like that? Okay, but of course, nothing is finished till you put on mascara. And mascara like literally changes everything. And I know that some people like to wear fake lashes. I am not a huge advocate of fake lashes. I just don't like the way they look on me. And I think they cover up your eye look. So I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of them. I think that it can make a lot of eye looks look better. But I don't know. I don't know, would you say I'm a professional at making mistakes or a professional at fixing mistakes? I think I'd be both. And there we go. I just put on a little you guys always tell me how to say this. From JEFFREE STAR Chrysanthemum. I don't know, I know it's a flower. Whatever, I put this on. And that's the lipstick that I'm wearing, and I don't know, I think this came out pretty cool. So this is a way that you guys can create your own pastel look using a bunch of different colors that you currently own, and the way you can mix and match them so you don't have to go out and buy yourself a pastel palette, because trust me guys, I know pastels are not going to be in forever, and a lot of you guys would probably like to experiment with pastels, but many of you guys might not actually even enjoy wearing them. So it's a nice way to play around with pastels. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look, and if you guys feel like having some fun and creating a fun eye look, I would love it if you guys would go ahead and try this out. If you do, tag me over on Instagram at Christina Brooke Beauty. I would love to see you guys' creations and how you guys were able to replicate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you next time on our next Monday makeup motivation. Bye guys.